but then I would get in trouble.
Okay, you grab the neck and
Snap the neck.
you can't even snap a freaking breadstick.
I can snap your neck right now, my G. Don't chat like that. Don't do that.
Unorthodox reactions, unorthodox intros.
Welcome back, guys. We're back again with another unorthodox reaction.
Cold open.
This time we are reacting to
Casual Geographic's 10 horrible ways animals can end you. I was gonna say kill you, but end you.
yeah, struggling over here, guys. Struggling
Without further ado,
every day.
let's get right into it.
Every day.
Safe just because Halloween's over. This video was actually supposed to be posted on Halloween, but I don't even have an excuse. It just be like that. Not much of an intro this time, so here's 10 horrible ways animals can put your autobiography in the history section. Not necessarily in order, but it does get brutal, so I'm gonna do something I've never done before.
Wait, how many more of these style videos do you think he can make?
As much as he wants, there's a lot of animals out there.
Viewer discretion is very much advised. That's the only warning you're gonna get. When that music starts, it's up. Also, I kinda owe y'all more Halloween content, so if this gets a certain number of likes, I'll do a part 2. All that aside, let's get to the content.
Like,
When you think of some of the apex predators on the planet, you might think of heavyweights like lions, bears, crocodiles, and of course you got the biggest bully in the ocean. Not the seal, but the killer whale dragging it. But what you probably don't think of is a prehistoric steroid gecko found on only remote islands in the world. And that's exactly what makes the Komodo dragon one of the most underrated killers on the planet. This homicide lizard can grow to 10 feet long, weigh nearly 200 pounds, can swim, and can run faster than your mental health is prepared for. This video isn't sped up, but the most lethal thing about them is something you can't see. The Komodo dragon has up to 60 razor-sharp serrated kitchen knives
acid
tough enough to
saliva in
dissect
it.
the full-grown buffalo and tear flesh in chunks.
wait, inwards
But
as
it's
well.
how they catch their prey that's unsettling. It was believed that a Komodo septic bite was potent enough to cause its victim to retire to a bacterial infection. But it turns out this modern-day dinosaur uses a toxic venom that it injects into its prey. This venom reduces the body's blood clotting abilities and makes it more likely for you to bleed out once wounded. Other symptoms
God.
include lowering of blood pressure, shock,
God.
and muscle paralysis, and that last one's gonna be real important later. The venom's so powerful that just one bite can be a death sentence for a tank like a water buffalo. Which means Komodos don't have to waste energy trying to chase down a meal. All they have to do is critically wound their prey and then wait for them to die. And because these reptiles that time left behind are only found on remote islands, and they have a borderline disrespectful sense of smell,
Freaking, thank God for that.
We're not. Oh, whoa.
almost no point on the island you can go where this lizard Liam Neeson won't eventually track you down. And the reason paralysis being a symptom is such a problem is because Komodos won't exactly wait for their prey to be past tense, just as long as they're too weak to fight back or run away. Cause these lizards will eat their prey alive, with the only relief coming when you eventually flatline the blood loss. And even though venom's the main suspect, you can still get clapped by a slow, painful bacterial
But it doesn't look like he has
The first
teeth.
response
Yeah,
of
that's what I was
animals
gonna
like
say.
buffalo after they've been wounded is to escape into nearby water. Going into unclean water with an open wound is how you lose your life to a horrific case of sepsis. And again, your life doesn't have to end for his meal to begin. Not only have Komodo dragons been known to attack humans, they've been recorded seeking out human graves, digging out the corpses, and then feeding on whatever human remains they find. Nothing on this island is safe from a Komodo,
Scavengers.
not even another Komodo. Cause Komodo hatchlings will spend most of their childhood up in the trees. Why? Adult Komodos are cannibals that'll devour any young dragons they run into, even if it ends up being their own children.
What?
We're talking about a 10
Yeah, I think they kind of like, I'm not sure if they do this on a regular, but they do have that thing where they can be sent into like a blood frenzy. I think, I'm not completely sure. Like, you know, like how sharks go away when they smell blood.
Yeah.
They just kind of blank out and just get hungry. I think they kind of have something similar to that as well, where like when they smell blood, they kind of just want to eat. Yeah, well,
foot venomous steroid chameleon that'll track you down no matter where you go and will friendly fire its own kind. And it's only the first animal on this list.
hippos.
We talked about these winged
I
bastards
don't
a
think
couple
he's
of
ever
ago,
gonna
so
do
this is
that.
definitely
Let's
good.
say.
He did that with
plenty of
number
birds
10 as
eat
well.
Other birds, but few are as sadistic about it as these overgrown ice vultures. Even though giant petrels are scavengers, they will target and jump weaker, injured penguins, as well as snatch up any unaccompanied penguin chicks they can find.
Why is he using hippos for it then if it's not hippos? It's kind of
They must be
misleading.
number 1 or something.
No, because
I
that
doubt
just
that.
spoils the first one, doesn't it?
Yeah, he keeps using. That is odd.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of animals you're gonna see
Why?
on this list, giant petrels will eat their struggling prey alive in groups, and they have a nasty habit of breaking in through the back door. I can't show you,
Okay.
but there are videos of these prison pigeons pulling out the intestines of a penguin through its anus, all while the penguin was alive and fighting for his life and the sanctity of his booty. He lost both. And it's not just penguins that get victimized. Giant petrels will attack other seabirds like the albatross and put them out of commission by forcing them underwater until they drown.
Albatross.
But nobody gets it worse than penguins. The giant petrel is so vicious that once one snatches a chick, its parents usually won't even bother trying to save its life.
Penguins
Any
are
happy feet
just...
could have ended with Mumble getting brutally shawshanked by a gang of flying booty bandits, all while his parents
Parents
just
are
sat
like,
and
peace,
watched.
man.
Penguins
Since
are
a
just
penguin's vital
lazy.
organs are protected by a
Or they
layer of
just
fat,
don't
penguins
care.
can take a lot of damage before permanently piecing out. Alternatively, penguins can suffer through hours of abuse before experiencing the sweet release of death. One researcher watched a gang of about 20 petrels tear apart a penguin that had already been mauled by a fur seal until there was nothing but a skeleton with feet attached.
Oh.
Don't think you're safe. The southern giant petrel has been nicknamed a stinker because they'll feed on any rotting, decaying carcass, to the point where these birds will tailgate boats and consume whatever foul, putrid nastiness the sailors dumped off. Petrels eat the same way they live, with no conscience. So if you're ever injured or incapacitated somewhere in the Antarctic, pray that help finds you before this bird does.
Yeah,
You
you're
won't be
pretty
a
much
fan
done
of how
for.
that movie ends.
Do you think you
But
can
if you were
do you
injured
think
in the
you can kill it?
Antarctic, bro, there's a lot of things that can kill you. There's like little hope if you
No,
were
but do you
injured.
think you could kill the what's it called again? The bird?
Petra, I think.
Yeah, do you think you could kill it?
If I had
think
a
you could kill
gun,
it. Nah,
or
I
a
think I
knife,
could kill it
or a-
hands hand.
you
It's-
know what?
it's not that big.
This guy has the
Nah,
death wish.
it's not that big.
It's not about being. You know
I
what?
think I could kill
I'm
it.
gonna
No, no,
stop.
no, no.
I'm gonna stop advising him and stuff like this
If I
because
grab its neck,
as soon as he says, "I think I can kill it," one day I'm gonna get an animal and just watch it kill him for no reason.
just to prove a point, I would kill it, but then I would get in trouble.
Okay, you grab the neck and
Snap the neck.
but you can't even snap a freaking breadstick.
I can snap your neck right now, my G. Don't chat like that. Don't do that. Don't put me on blood, bro. What?
You're not
It's
snapping
not a
no
ball.
one's neck,
Oh
bro.
my god, bro.
You're not snapping anyone's neck.
Why?
Bro, okay, first of all,
Go on.
go snap a chicken's neck and then come tell me if you can snap any other animal. Because if you can't snap a chicken's neck, you
What? I can
can't
snap
any
a
of
chicken's
these.
neck,
Okay.
bro. What the?
And
Alright.
the same way if you're ever chased by a pack of African wild dogs. In a neighborhood with lions and hyenas, these dogs are actually the most efficient killers on the plains, with a hunting success rate of about 80%. These
Dang.
African bush cujos have a very complex and nuanced hunting strategy. They just keep running.
Yeah, I was just
These killer canines can run you down at speeds of nearly 40 miles per hour for a distance of over 3 miles, and in a sprint they can clock in at a
God.
blistering 45. All running away does is delay the inevitable. It's like hitting the snooze button on death. Once the prey gets chased into exhaustion, the dogs will clamp those jaws around the panicking prey's snout and flank and force it to the ground. And for the third time on this list, they don't
Wait, can they climb trees? Because I feel like that's
no,
probably your best bet.
Yeah, but
Wait them
freaking
out.
the animals they're chasing can't.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if like they were
They're not
chasing a
chasing
human,
birds, bro.
like if they're
Oh,
chasing
so
a human,
I'm fighting one of them.
wait for you to stop breathing and
yes,
start eating.
100%
And the
you can
bigger
get,
and
you can
stronger
take
you
him.
are, the more
Nah,
you suck.
I can't take a whole group.
No, 100% you can take one. You can take one.
One.
One on one. You
Bro, what?
100% of the time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
You actually clowning? I'm dead.
Nah,
serious.
I'm serious. Like, I'm so confident in you. I'm feeling like looking
Bro,
for somewhere.
stop clowning me.
No,
bro.
no,
I
no,
can
no,
take I can take a hyena
Honestly, like,
one-on-one,
look,
bro.
honestly,
It's
I
like
think
a
you can take it hyena 1-on-1.
100%.
100%.
I'm
Yeah.
not even joking. Like I'm dead
Neither am
serious.
I. Like, I'm so confident in you. I'm actually, if anyone knows a place where you can,
Fight one hyena.
where they have no ethical,
Just one hyena, bro.
where they have no ethical conscience or anything
Bro,
like that,
what?
and they have no problems with him fighting to the death, please let us know.
To the death.
Yeah.
Oh, that hyena's done for.
Yeah, bro,
Bro.
100%.
I'll just grab a knife.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use a knife?
If in a month's time you see just me presenting the channel,
Oh my
just know he won the fight and just decided to go on to bigger and better things, you know, because he's that good.
Full-time hyena fight.
Because they're able to put down animals like warthogs in as little as 2 to 5 minutes.
Bro,
But
what?
tankier animals like the wildebeest can spend the last 40 minutes of its life being gruesomely mauled.
That's why they fight in packs, because they can't do it one-on-one. I can take one of them, If it was a lion, I'm not backing anything in it. But that's why they fight in packs, because they can't do it 1-on-1. You know that?
They fight in packs because it's more efficient.
No, it's because they can't fight 1-on-1, bro. Lions don't fight in packs. Lions don't eat in packs.
And what's their hunting success rate?
Pretty good.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
Not better than hyenas.
Oh yeah, but that's because they got
Definitely not. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If freaking lions fought hunted in packs, they would have a higher success
The
rate.
entire pack has you surrounded.
Look, watch, and then watch when the other lion. That video's cut because the other lions come and back it and they run away. I promise you. Have you not seen the video?
Have you seen the video?
Yeah, where the freaking hyenas are trying to eat a lion, yeah, and then the one lion is like trying to fight them off, and then they get him or her, or I don't know. No, I think it was him, and then the other lions come and back it and they scour because they're not on beef. Hyenas aren't on beef, bro. They're not on it. They're not on it.
Dogs have the unsettling habit of starting meals off by tearing a hole in the abdomen.
Bro, they're not on it, man.
So they can get to the organs and fat first. To add insult to life-canceling injury, unlike lions, African wild dogs give puppies priority and let them eat first. So not only would you still get disemboweled, it would be the cutest members of the pack doing it first. Basically, imagine being chased by a gang of animals that never get tired, while knowing once they catch you, they'll confiscate your intestines and feed on your organs. All while you wait for the man upstairs to call your number. What could possibly be worse than that?
Oh, guys, that monkey's head.
Look how small that monkey is,
Hyenas
man.
are everything African wild dogs are, but on juice. And even though hyenas
those weren't even hyenas.
Cats and mongooses,
those are wild dogs.
Yeah, wild dogs, yeah.
Thanks
Sorry,
to Lion King,
guys, I
people
kept saying
believe hyenas
hyenas.
were just cowardly scavengers that only survive by scrounging a living off of other
Oh, I could take a wild dog then. A hyena maybe not, but wild dogs are, bro.
animals. The truth is, not only do hyenas personally murk 70 to 80% of their meals, they're actually more efficient at it than lions are. And it's all
Yeah,
because hyenas...
yeah, but not wild dogs. He didn't say wild dogs, right? And we were talking about wild dogs.
He said wild dogs hunting efficiency is 80% as well.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
and African wild dogs have one very unsettling thing in common. They're both serial killers on Duracell, meaning the bastards never get tired. Spotted hyenas can run at high speeds for over 5 miles without even thinking about being tired. Which is why they don't have to ambush or one-shot their prey like lions, they'll just chase them into oblivion until one of them gives up. And hyenas don't give up. It doesn't help that hyenas have jaws strong enough to amputate a rhino.
Yeah, I can't fight a hyena then.
Hyenas are tough enough to eat virtually any part of an animal.
Okay, cool, yeah, not a hyena.
Bones of the deceased that
Not a hyena, but wild dog.
I believe in yourself. I'm ready back to you. It's too
I
late.
can take it.
No.
If it doesn't stab
I'm
me,
ready back to you. It's too
if I
late.
get a weapon, I can take it.
Yeah, I've already back to you.
100%, I get a weapon.
Yeah, but
Oh, you're done.
you get a knife.
Yeah, cool.
I've got a knife.
A sword? No. You gave me a button. Give me a sword.
No, you get a butter knife.
No chance.
with a vice grip for a mouth and an eating.
Friggin', it's using what God gave him. Why are you trying to not use what God gave him?
I am using what God
It has
gave
to be
me.
a
My
fight.
intelligence.
Exactly.
Which
You don't
means
get a
I've
weapon
made the
then.
knife.
You don't get a weapon.
My intelligence is why I made the knife.
If you're making the knife.
No, that's
No.
made the knife.
No. If you're
Humans
using
have
your
made the
intelligence, you're making your own knife.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
What is this fight? What is this? It's not a hunt. It's gonna be a 1-on-1.
Exactly. I'm trying to keep it fair.
It is fair.
No, it's
If the
not.
Plan of Hyenas is your series finale, then the only thing your family will have left to bury are memories. Cause once you're on this overgrown mongoose's meal prep, there won't be a lot of you left to put in a casket. And since there can be up to 80 members in a clan, and just one can take down 30 pounds of meat in one sitting, you would basically be a Ritz cracker to them. But if I'm being honest, the real reason hyenas are on
To them, not one of them. To them.
this list is because of this video. And guys, y'all gonna feel this one.
Oh.
Hyenas have a devious habit of going for the family honeypot, but it is for a reason. Hyenas don't have the ability to instantly end their prey the way
They
they
perform like unrequested
So I'm gonna have to fight like
vasectomy.
this then. I'm gonna have to fight like this then. Boom, boom.
cats do. So for larger animals like the buffalo, it's way easier to perform a hands-free vasectomy and just wait for blood loss to do the work for you. Imagine a mousetrap on your baby factory, but with the force of an adult moose stepping on it. Yeah. This next animal is probably going to be the most unexpected
Yeah,
on this
wolf.
list, but let me paint a picture. Take a Wolverine, right? Put it on creatine, give it the personality of a power tool, and then dump it in the same area code as some of the most vicious carnivores in the jungle. This face of generational trauma belongs to the sloth bear. Yes, the one from Jungle Book. Sloth bears may not look like much. They're easily dwarfed by some of the more brolic bears, one of which may be on this list. They're not even super notorious predators. As insectivores, a sloth bear's grocery list is mostly ants and termites. But don't let the sloth in its name fool you. These furry chainsaws know how to get active. Sloth bears share an environment with leopards and tigers have been known to actively hunt and eat them, which is why the sloth bear is one of the most aggressively homicidal bears out there. Even though they have a size disadvantage, a pissed off slothy has been known to drive off even the most motivated tiger. And sometimes these bears clutch a 2v1. And since sloth bears can escape in trees like American black bears, it's like nature told this dark-skinned poo that violence was his only option. Years of character development means this demon yogi will view almost anything alive as a threat, and that includes humans. Sloth bear attacks are incredibly brutal. The same claws they use to destroy concrete-like termite mounts can disembowel you with one swipe. And unlike grizzlies, because sloth bears do have to worry about predators, they're much more likely to attack unprovoked. According to first-hand accounts, sloth bears will often maul their victims and then chew and suck on their limbs until they're reduced to a bloody, mushy pulp. Sloth bears also typically go for the face, incapacitating their victims while biting and slashing to the point where neither your mother or your iPhone can recognize.
I blame the tigers.
Yeah, I can't take a sloth bear.
Motivated usually won't stop until you're not moving. Which is why even in tiger country, more people get sent to the emergency room by the Balus of the jungle. And if you're really unlucky, if one's able to sever a critical artery with those adamantium fingernails, then your series finale will involve you bleeding into the afterlife. One man was able to survive a particularly brutal mauling at the hands or paws of this bear. He recalled feeling immense pressure as the bear tackled him, put its full weight on him, and crushed his leg in its jaws like a celery stick. When the bear was put out of commission, the man thought he got off easy. Until he looked at his leg and realized the bear had torn an entire chunk of his flesh to the point where he could see his muscles moving. And in rare cases, these bears have been known to stat pad. One infamous bear known as the Mysore had a human body count of at least 12 people while having also severely mauled another dozen. So when I call this bear a box cutter with claws, I'm talking about both its personality and the way its victims tend to look after, but of course...
It looks like a psychopath in his hairline.
Because when you're one of the few animals that actively hunt humans, you're guaranteed a spot. Thanks to global warming, most of the polar bear's hunting range is now underwater. A desperate polar bear will even attempt to go after walruses, even though walruses can one-shot them with those tusks. But a starving bear will resort to putting humans on the list if they get the chance.
Like, I don't blame them. They're like, human caused this, so they're gonna be feeding.
Did you take one?
No.
I was just checking.
Stop asking me for every animal. I'm not fighting an animal.
I can't take a polar bear, no. That's too big.
I'll take an ant.
From a mile away, and they can even track its scent through 3 feet
of ice.
Just one.
Which is why it's been said, if you see this Caucasian carnivore in the wild, it's already too late. There's a good chance the bear's been hunting you for hours or even longer. This is Tim Jarvis, and during an expedition in the Arctic, he was allegedly stalked by a polar bear for a total of 10 days. Now add the fact that they can outswim every heat at the Olympics, and sprint fast enough to get a ticket in the school zone, and you'll see right there his radar is a death sentence. Remember how African wild dogs
you only need to go 23 to get a ticket?
Is it 23? I thought it's 20 miles. 3 or 25 in the school zone.
It's 20.
Bears are just triple XL dogs that are usually clamp their jaws on the prey's back to disable it. And the back is usually where they start eating from, with the intestines being one of the
Why do all these animals like insist on starting from the back?
Hey, you gotta hit it from the back.
Also, polar bears are estimated to have a bite force of
about
1,200 believed to be strong enough to crack a bowling ball. And if one paw swipes your back, at best you'll be a paraplegic, at worst you'll be a hashtag. And at least sloth bears attack out of self-defense. When a polar bear puts someone on the news, you can be sure it was 100% premium.
If anyone's getting hashtag, it's definitely gonna be
no way. Hashtag he's wild.
You're the one that wants to keep fighting bears and stuff.
Hashtag rest in peace, king.
The worst part of it all is that normally polar bears wouldn't see humans as happy meals. They prefer the fat, nutrient-rich seal. But because of what we've done to their hood, now a polar bear doesn't even need to see you or hear you. If you're a mile downwind of a starving polar bear, that could really be all it takes. Remember the rule of thumb. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, best get on the ground. If it's white like the president, you finna be heaven sent.
Wait, if it's black, fight back?
Yeah.
Why?
Black there.
Why?
There's nothing you can do. It's still gonna hunt you.
No.
Like if a black bear, I think you have to make
Huge.
yourself big.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then go away. So that's what it means. Like, we're not literally fighting back. It just means like
I'm on that. Let's go.
you know what? Actually,
No,
let me
don't
not.
pray.
I was
Watch
gonna
your
say
mouth.
let me not.
Watch
Let
your
me not.
freaking mouth.
Because when you get big about this, I'm like, you really want to fight an
6'5",
animal. So
bro. I'm
I kind of want to make it happen for you at this point.
I'd rough a cat.
The African wilderness has some of the most vicious and
Yeah,
violent
watch.
predators on the planet.
This
Some
is
of
it.
them
This is the
we've actually
video.
already talked about. So it says a lot that out of all of
Yeah,
them, the one
yeah,
nicknamed
yeah,
Black Myth is
yeah,
actually a vegetarian.
yeah,
The
yeah.
African Cape Buffalo raises about 200 names from the census each year. That's not counting the people that live but still get severely gored. They're also strong enough to ragdoll top tiers like lions, hyenas, and of course people. Those horns aren't just for intimidation.
like
ragdoll
action
top tiers
movie
like
stunt.
lions, hyenas, and of course people. Those horns aren't just for intimidation. When a Cape Buffalo charges, the hooked end of its horns can get caught under the skin and tear apart the flesh of a predator or a tourist that just doesn't know any better. Of course, at 1,300 pounds, they don't need horns to end you. They can easily just trample you into a chalk outline. But there's another thing about them that makes them not only a walking obituary, but earn them another nickname, the Widowmaker. Because one of the fastest ways to get a divorce is to tell your husband to go hunt a Cape Buffalo, because then you'll probably go to bed single. And that's because this Widowmaker is one of the most vengeful animals on Earth. A wounded Cape Buffalo will often retreat and hide in tall grass or brush. Now, if the hunter has more than one brain cell, he'll usually just give up and leave the beast alone. But if you make the mistake of following the injured animal, then you run the risk of getting ambushed and knocked clear into the ground. And after hitting you, the Cape Buffalo will just back up and wait for you to get back on your feet just so they can hit stick you again. They'll keep doing this until you just stop getting up. And that's just what one can do to you. These guys can travel in hoods of up to 200. And these herds will often circle upon.
But that lion's like, please, I'm sorry. I changed my mind.
I'm sorry, man.
Sees an opening and attempts to impale you. And the same rules apply. If you're still moving, they're not finished. That kind of attitude is
So
why
can you
lions
not just
cosplay
play
as house
dead?
cats when a herd of buffalo is involved. And why hunting one should come with a life insurance package. And out of the entire starting lineup known as the African Big Five, these murder cows are considered to be the biggest threat. But ironically, one of the most feared mammals on the entire continent isn't on this list.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, no suspense here. Hippos are just waterproof horses with a sender's address from hell. Hippos put about 500 names in Twitter bios a year, and that number is probably higher. They're famous for choosing violence with anything in their territory, from antelope and crocodile, all the way to lions, humans, and literally everything else. Like if you have a pulse, they'll find a reason to hate you.
I didn't even think he was close to biting it yet there. I didn't think he was gonna bite it.
Flipped
All the way
him
to
a
lions,
bit.
I thought he just opened his mouth to scare it. He was just like,
If you have a pulse,
thank you.
they'll find a reason to hate you. In fact, the
Freaking
biggest
hell.
threat to a hippo's way of life is very literally often another hippo. Because oftentimes when resources are low, bull hippos will see babies as competition and will turn the adorable infants into fish food. Here's a dark joke for you. Where did the baby hippo go after the baby shower? Everywhere. He went everywhere. Despite being the third heaviest thing on the planet with legs, hippos can run at speeds of 30 miles per hour. And they can outswim you.
So they can run pretty much as much speed as the polar bear.
yeah, I can't.
That's crazy.
I am scared of
I
it.
was gonna say like, what would win, a hippo or an elephant? Because like elephants big, but elephants aren't as aggressive.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
don't think
hippo
they'll be able to
would
win.
Could you one punch a hippo? Obviously not. Obviously not.
Or technically outrun, because hippos don't swim, they literally run underwater. And I don't think that makes this video any better. But just like actress Tiana Trump, it's that
He
you
looks like he's doing breaststroke.
Yeah, he's
just like actress
Michael
Tiana
Phelps. He learned from Michael the best. He's like, yo, who you think taught Michael?
and they can outswim you, or technically
yeah, I'm
outrun,
here,
because
bro, I'm
hippos
here.
don't swim, they literally
Bro,
run
it's like
underwater.
proper
And I don't
going
think that
for
makes
it.
this video any better. But just like actress Tiana Trump, it's that mouth that makes them infamous. Bull hippos have tusks that can max out at 20 inches long, and it can slam their jaws at nearly 2,000 pounds of force.
yeah.
But if you've ever seen one eat a watermelon, you
Bro,
already
it
knew
was
that.
like butter
Which
in
is
his
why the
mouth.
biggest mistake a croc can make is pull up to a hippo
Oh.
pool party, because it can end up getting turned into a purse. And the biggest mistake a person can make is getting too close. I hope this is Photoshop. Hippos are one of those animals that don't need a reason to turn you into a statistic. Hippos don't typically eat meat, but their attack style involves using that massive
Freaking
organ and turning a person into human applesauce. And it's the attack.
It's like a clamp.
Yeah.
Like that's what isn't what animal would you say is an apex predator? Because I always thought it would be like crocodiles, but they're getting bullied by like freaking hippos
An
and
animal that doesn't get
snakes.
bullied at all.
Yeah, animal that is literally at the very top of the hierarchy that can't get hunted by any other
I don't
animal.
think there is one.
I think there has to be like at least one or two. I feel like there probably is.
Maybe something in the water.
Hippos? I feel like hippos are
No,
close.
hippos get alright for
By
sure.
what?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Hyenas have tried them, but they're not in the same thing. Innit?
Hyenas ain't that dumb.
No, they would 100%.
Hyenas
You
ain't
dumb.
that dumb.
They go in packs of 80.
Bro, hippos are walking tanks. Before he takes them out, they go in packs of 80 because they don't want to lose people. Like they don't want to lose other hyena members. By the time they friggin' take out a hippo, they would have lost at least 10 or 20.
For the
So
fallen soldiers, we gotta eat this, man. Bro.
and water that are the most brutal. Even if you survive, the toll for crossing hippo territory can cost an arm, a leg, multiple broken bones, and even a punctured lung or two. One tourist guide in Zimbabwe was allegedly swallowed by this land whale not once, but 3 times.
Was
And you wanna know
swallowed?
the worst thing about getting deep-throated by this obese demon donkey? Other than the smell, it's knowing that your options are to either stay inside and suffocate, or try to escape and end up negotiating your left arm in the process. As for the tourist guide, by the time he got out, he had suffered 38 bite wounds, including one so nasty it exposed his lungs and completely crushed one of his arms.
How
This
is he
man
still
rescued a
alive?
baby hippo from a flood and raised him as his own. He even named it Humphrey and said it was like a son to him. Well, Humphrey ended up mauling and mutilating his foster father in the same river he was rescued from. That's honestly how most movies with hippos end. His foster father and said it was like a son to him. Well, Humphrey ended up mauling and mutilating his foster
Oh, that's just an unappreciative son, ain't it?
So evil. I thought they were bonding. All this time,
I
these
keep
pictures-
telling people,
What is
animals, well, maybe it does, but most animals don't care about it. Doesn't matter freaking if you rescue them or not. They're still animals. They're like, bro, meat, I'm gonna eat that. They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah, I want some of that ass, boy.
in the same river he was rescued from.
What?
That's honestly how most movies with hippos end. But at least hippos are so massive they're impossible to miss. The next animal is the size of a golf ball, but can turn
Bro, it's
26
literally
people
a
into
walking
very
tank.
noted
Look at
story on
that.
CNN.
Hippos.
The blue ring octopus is a lot of things.
Oh.
Tiny, cute, and it's one of the most venomous things alive. It's armed with a neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, and the lethal dose for a human could fit on the head of a pin. Plenty of animals are venomous in Australia, from the jellyfish
It's
right
like
down
a
to the
drop.
bugs. But there
That's like the
Bro, that's like a drop of, not even a drop of water, because that's even
Yeah.
too big.
so
Freaking
what,
hell.
like if it inside you, obviously
I don't, does it? I think
it can't just be on your skin. Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
because then your skin would absorb it, innit?
nah. We're
I
waterproof.
assume.
We're waterproof.
No,
Are you? Yes, we are.
technically
Do
not.
we absorb water?
Yes!
So if I put water on
How
my,
do you think freaking
No.
water dries when you don't like wipe it off your body? It doesn't evaporate.
we don't absorb it.
Not all of it, but we do absorb some of it.
Nah. Search that up. I don't know if we're waterproof.
We'll be right back. We're
Yeah,
water repellent
Oh
for the
my
most part.
god.
We're
Waterproof.
waterproof.
We're waterproof.
Waterproof.
What the flip?
There's one disturbing fact about blue ring octopus. The blue ring octopus is so small
Well, that guy's
most
dead.
people don't even realize when they've been bitten. And because they're so small and cute, some people will put the octopus in their hands, not realizing they're putting their lives in the octopus's.
Okay,
Because not only is
it was nice
tetrodotoxin
knowing you.
10,000 times more powerful than cyanide, the neurotoxin shuts down
And
muscles by
happiness.
blocking sodium channels. This decision can lead to muscle paralysis, respiratory failure, cardiac arrest.
Okay,
and-
so I'm guessing that you have to inject it into you because they've been catching it. They should be
that's what I'm
dead by now.
Yeah.
a permanent rest, which is why one of the smallest animals on this list can turn you into past tense in as little as 30 minutes. And remember, you don't feel when this blue ring Bundy bites you, meaning you can hold it like this for 3 seconds and then flatline in the same hour. And if you're swimming while that
Freaking
paralysis
hell.
hits, use your imagination. Oh, and there's no antidote. All medical professionals can do is hook you up to a respirator and manage your breathing just long enough to keep you alive. But with immediate medical attention, the chances of getting put in a casket by this blue ring hellspawn are actually pretty low. But with a bite that's impossible to feel, it's very possible to not realize you've been wounded.
Yeah.
So without medical attention, the chance of your soul getting evicted suddenly becomes a lot higher.
100%.
Which
So like as soon as it bites you. If you get medical attention, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'm guessing within like 5 minutes of
Yeah,
it.
you should be fine. Okay, cool. But like, yeah, GG, mate. I'm such a nerd.
Which means this lady just barely Eurostep becoming a name on the stone in one of the
He
worst.
just keeps giving me reasons to never go near the ocean.
I'll go near the ocean. I'm just not picking stuff up. Like,
I still wouldn't want to go
picking
near the ocean because this could get washed up on shore and then accidentally bite you in your foot or something. So I don't even trust that.
Oh my god.
I don't even trust
by
that.
that logic, we can't do anything in
That's
can
what I'm saying.
Ways possible.
Every day I step out of my house, I'm basically a stunt.
Yeah.
That goes for octopus.
I'm a risk taker, man. I take risk every day.
This last one deserves its own viewer discretion warning because in some ways it's the most disturbing animal on this list. Not only does it have the highest human body count, you can be a victim and not even realize it. That's because it's believed that over 1 billion people in the world are infected with parasitic worms. They're especially a problem in places with limited access to clean drinking water. But don't think this is just some third world problem. All you have to do is swim in waters containing eggs and you can lose the lottery and become a landlord to these parasites. Once inside you, these worms can cause a bunch of nasty lottery and become a landlord to these parasites. Once inside you, these worms can cause a bunch of nasty infections and complications, but there's one disease that really stands out. These demonic flesh ropes are filarial worms, and they're as thin as sewing threads. And their favorite hangout spot is in your lymph nodes, where a bunch of them can block fluids from leaving the body, which can cause tissues in the body to swell almost like a disturbing cartoon. Which is how a worm you need a microscope to see can cause a nightmarish condition known as elephantiasis.
Oh my
the
god!
situation where your leg can swell to the same size and color as an elephant's. And it doesn't just give you Dumbo-sized cankles. All guidelines will allow me to say is Google South Park wheelbarrow. Get infected with filarials and you might need
after
one.
this.
But the unsettling part is you may never know you've been violated by filarials until it's too late. Millions of people around the world are infected and a lot of them have no idea. Which means, of course, statistically, someone watching this video has to have it. If it makes you feel any better, if you live in America,
I've told you I'm never going in near any water.
But you're not safe from the hundreds of other parasites that can turn your insides into an Airbnb. Around the world, hundreds of millions of people are infected with parasitic worms as we speak. And if you happen to be asymptomatic, they can put a whole mortgage down on your body and you would be the last to know. And that's just about it for this video.
How do you even know though?
Whole mortgage down on your
but also
body.
my Patreon's going to be in the description in case you want to support this very questionable content. In fact, you could have watched this video 2 days before I posted it on Patreon. But as always, please don't feel like you have to send money in order to show support. Please feel like you have to subscribe though. I'm not playing with y'all. Subscribe or I'm just gonna assume you have worms.
We got
also
you, bro.
follow my Instagram, if for no other reason but to help me get verified. There's videos on there too, but honestly I just want that blue check more than a crippin' Nike athlete. Happy Halloween, drink water, hug your mother, and have a nice day. Even though I probably just ruined it.
Bro, like I said, I can keep saying, it just keeps giving me reasons to never want to go in the ocean or near any large body of water. I don't want to go into lakes now.
You see all those animals that were in the top 5? Get me near them. Apart from the number one, because I can't see that. That's too small. It's like really small. You need like a microscope to see that. Other than that, the rest of them, big body bag.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't be bothered anymore. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, notification bell.
Alright, guys.
Don't forget comment, reaction, suggestions below.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. If you're still with us, we appreciate you. If you're not, we still appreciate you. We've been on Unorthodox Reactions, another Unorthodox outro. Stay blessed and
we'll see you in the next one.
Adios.
In a bit.